What's up, it's you? For today's video, with a full sealed Pokemon team. Now, I thought I did a sealed Pokemon like many years ago, but it turns out I haven't. So we are doing it. These are Pokemon that are seals or very close to the seal family, and there was only a couple of them, so it was a pretty difficult team to work with. The question for today is, what is your favorite seal or seal-like Pokemon? Leave below in the comment section of the video. Hit that like button, people. I really appreciate the support. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. You hit that bell, selected all notifications, because if you miss the salt, it's not my fault. You can check out all the new merch for our new little saying and some of our old memes as well. We got the Live on One Health t-shirt, and we got the salt mug and the hoodies and all the stuff like that. Thank you very much if you've purchased one of them. And let's get into this video. Now, the battles today were really like super long battles. I've only got 2 today, and this is probably going to be quite a long video. Now, I'm actually leaving on holiday to Singapore today, so I won't be around for about a week. So I have got all the videos ready. I'm going to record them and stuff for you. So yeah, this will probably, I think I'm leaving at this time or very close. All right, so we have battle on my Discord. This one's against Mr. Garsort, and we have I nearly called that a Glalie lead. A Frostlass lead. So I'm hoping I'm not going to end up in Frostlass's nickname, and it's going to go for their Hail there. This seal was a pretty interesting set. We got max health and max attack, Drill Run, Aqua Jet, Ice Shard, and Waterfall. This is a fully physical set. Even with the fully physical set, it hits like a wet paper bag. Let's be honest. All right, so this is a bulky Frostlass, and I got a little bit of damage from the Hail here. So we got the Aurora Veil. This is going to make the whole team very bulky. I like the animation of Aurora Veil too. It looks really cool. So we're going to go for another Waterfall on the Frostlass. They're trying to take it out. Now, the funny thing is, a lot of people forget, right, that Seal isn't an Ice-type Pokemon. It's just a Water-type Pokemon. That's like a common thing that people forget. You know, there's Pokemon out there that people think, oh, it's this type and this type, but it's actually only this type. I think Seal's one of those Pokemon. So we got another Frostlass coming. We got a full Frostlass team, which is really cool. I've not actually showcased a full Frostlass team on my channel at all, so that's absolutely awesome. We got a pretty interesting set here. We got some like a dual weather, so we had the Hail to start things off with, and now we got the Rain. So as soon as I seen the Rain, I'm starting to think, oh, I think I know what might be coming my way. So we're going to go for the Drill Run there. It's not going to do too much. Man, Seal was not getting too lucky at the moment. I'm going to have to swap the Seal out, and now we're going to go into its evolution, Dugong. Dugong. How does it do it? I think its voice is a little bit more higher pitched than that. All right, so we got a Thunder here, and that hits me like a truck. That's like a 3-hit KO, and I'm going to get paralyzed by that, which really sucks. Let's go over what this Dugong set is anyway. This was a Perish Trapper with Whirlpool, Rest, and Protect. Calm Nature. You got to have that calm nature. People got to drop that attack and boost that special defense. So we're going to have max health and max defense with a special rising special defense nature, and the ability as Stick Fat and item as Chesto Berry. So we can go to sleep once, Chesto Berry wakes us up, and then we can just basically stall out the Protect with the Perish Song. So at least you could probably take one Pokemon outright. So we got the Frostlass going for another Thunder on my Dugong here. It's doing about the same amount of damage, and I get paralyzed again. This thing has about Thunder has a 30% chance to paralyze. So I guess it's a reasonable chance, but every time Thunder get used against me, I also get paralyzed. So go for that Perish Song anyway. The only problem is I need to be able to trap this Frostlass in before the Perish count actually diminishes. So we got the Frostlass swapping out. Unfortunately, I couldn't trap it. And now we got the Ice Beauty coming in. This is another Frostlass. So it's like, okay, what is this set going to be? I went for Protect there, and the Rain is going to stop. I mean, at least that's good, right? No 100% actually Thunders can be fired off. They'll probably hit me anyway. So swapping out my Dugong, going back into the Mighty Seal. And we've got to take one of these Ghosts out, people. Like, these Ghosts are not going to get KO themselves. All right, so we're going to play a little bit of handsies there, and the Frostlass is going to trap me in. The Aurora Veil has now gold, which is good. So we got Fake Tears here. So this is pretty interesting. It's going to be dropping my special defense. So I'm guessing, okay, it's going to be hitting me with a definite special move here. Going for the Waterfall. Waterfall actually does, I guess, decent damage. Is about a 3 to 4 hit KO. Now we got the Frostlass going for another Fake Tears. So my special defense is basically arse at the moment. I'm not going to be able to do anything at all. I've got to take this Frostlass out like ASAP. So the next Waterfall will actually probably take it out if I don't get min damage and the Frostlass goes for a rest. Oh no, what are we going to do against this thing? So I can't swap out because of block, right? I just can't do anything at all. So we got a Rest Chesto Berry I nearly called it Glalie again. These ice Pokemon, people. So we're going to go for another waterfall on the Frostlass again. It's about the same amount of damage as I did before. And now we have Ice Beam. So I've got Thick Fat. Remember that. The only move that I had right to get around me was obviously, Ice Beam. So the Thick Fat really powers that down. This thing has no investment in special attack at all. Obviously, it's more bulk. And even with 2 fake tears up, like -4 in defense, Seal is actually tanking this one. Unfortunately, there I get critted and I get frozen. What is that? I can't believe it. So it's quite funny seeing a Seal frozen because you probably wouldn't think that. It's like, it's sort of like it lives in the ice. How can it get frozen? Anyway, so I'm going to get frozen like Ice Agent with a dude with a coconut. Not the coconut, the chestnut. You know the little squirrel? He has that, like, he's frozen, right? And then he has that chestnut, but he pulls it out. And then all the ice breaks, and I think it falls on top of him or something. I can't remember. How many of those movies are there now? I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. So we got a Poplio coming in. So this Poplio was absolutely horrendous. It was Adamant Nature and Max Speed and Max Attack. We got Rain Dance, Wardium Z, Rain Dance, Waterfall, Aqua Tail, and Iron Tail. Its physical set is absolutely hopeless. Like, I mean, it was really, really bad. Not just bad, like really, really bad. So we're gonna try and boost our speed here. The problem about this was, even if you get the Z Rain Dance up, it's not very fast anyway, so you're usually going to get outsped. However, we're going to connect with the Iron Tail, and the Ice Beauty is down, and that is good, because we can go for those solid Iron Tails against like every single one of these little ghosts. Alright, so we got another Frostlass coming out. This was the Frostlass. I think this is the Frostlass from the start. Oh no, it's the second one. It was the Thunder one. So setting up that Z Rain Dance was cool, but on the other side it wasn't so cool because this Frostlass can come in and spam Thunder. The problem with this team, right, is every single one of them, right, was weak to electric. So I was like, oh no. Am I about to get swept by Thunder? So bringing in the big thick Seal with, I don't know, about 5 Cs, and I'm going to hit by the Thunder. That does some pretty damn good damage to my Cielo, and Cielo is going to go for a Surf. This is a Choice Scarf set. Did I call this Sphere? I think I meant Cielo. Anyway, so we got Blizzard, Surf, Signal Beam, and Sheer Cold. Yeah, I'll put Sheer Cold on there in case I come across any Pokemon that I actually couldn't take out, because this team could get walled pretty easily. We got Modest, Thick Fat, and Choice Specs. Choice Specs, Sheer Cold, people. That's the way you need to do it. This is what you subscribe for. Alright, so we're going to swap out here. We're going to go back into Dugong. Dugong's already paralyzed, so I'm sort of like trying to stall out the turns a little bit. We got a physical Frostlass here. It's going to go for a Wake Up Slap. So I'm guessing the idea of this set maybe is to, put me to sleep. But the problem is, right, if I go Rest here, that Wake Up Slap will actually hit for double damage. So I decided instead of go for Rest to go for the Parasong. At least I'll be able to cause a swap here. And if they don't want to swap, their Frostlass is going to go down in those amount of turns. So Dugong is already going to go down. I've already decided that it's sort of dead weight at the moment. And I'm going to get spanked on my silly face. And that is my Dugong down. However, I still got 3 more Pokemon running. I got that Cielo from before, which is the Choice Scarf one. And we got 2 other Seals, people. So now we're going to bring in Baroni. This is probably the better, one of the best Pokemon on my team. Well, probably one of the bulkiest. We got an interesting set here. We got Max Health, Max Special Attack, Modest Nature. We got Echoed Voice, Hyper Voice, Rest, and Snore with the Liquid Voice. So what Liquid Voice does, it turns those, those sound-based moves into water-type moves, which is pretty cool. We got the item as Everlight to make it very, very bulky on the defensive and special defensive side. This is actually a very, very bulky Pokemon when you look at it. So almost taking out Snow Woman there, but it's going to take itself out with the Parasong, which is pretty good. Now, Echo Voice is basically meant to power up every time you use it. I guess you have to use Rest sometimes, so in that case you could go for a Hyper Voice, and if you're speedier than the Pokemon, you go Snore and go for those flinches. Alright, so we're going to Frostlass coming in using the Shadow Ball. It's going to do donkeys to me, getting off that second Echoed Voice, and my Icy Grave, well, it's going to go into its Icy Grave. And we got 2 more Frostlass left. The big bad Baroni is coming back in clutch, people. So the next Pokemon we got is another Frostlass. Fancy that. And we got a Z move here from the Frostlass. So okay, this is probably going to be it. It's going to be using a Fighting Z. So I'm guessing, is this coming from actual Wake Up Slap? There is a chance I might be able to actually live this. I wasn't sure. I did have the Everlight on, and I was actually max health too. I wasn't running anything in my defense or special defense though, which was could be a problem actually living this. All right, so getting hit by that Z move, and I live on 7 health. But man, This Frostlass is about to get the full load of that echoed voice, and that's going to one-shot it. We've got one more Frostlass left, and I've got 3 more Pokemon remaining. Cielo's not looking too flash, and Brioni's not looking too hot either. So we got the last one. This is the Shiny Frostlass. Shiny Frostlass doesn't actually really change too much. Looking at it now compared to another. Okay, its sash looks like it's like a pinky kind of color. And I think that might be about it. The white on it might be a little bit more saturated. Gee, it really doesn't change very much, guys. This just the sash. All right, so bringing in the big sealer here. It's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, which is very, very unfortunate because I was running a belly drum Sphere. This was absolutely wild. There was one battle in this whole video that was insane with Sphere. I'm not going to tell you what it is. If you do see it, let me know in the comment section. So we've got Belly Drum, Earthquake, Waterfall Facade, Adamant Nature with a Thick Fat, and the item is Quick Claw. So getting off that Belly Drum, praying and hoping for that Quick Claw to activate right after we get it, and firing off a very powerful Waterfall. So we're going for that Waterfall there, doing a little somersault. Man, if that Frostlass didn't burn me, that was game. Like, there was absolute game there. So this is definitely more of a bulky Frostlass with the Will-O-Wisp too. So we got the hail coming from the Frostlass here. That's going to not do anything to me because I'm an ice type. It's sort of weird when you look at Sphere and Seal, right? One of them is still a water type and one's an ice type. I find that so strange. Anyway, so go for another waterfall, and that is enough to take out the last Frostlass. But man, that was a crazy battle. A really, really cool team there. Thoroughly enjoyed versing some of the 6 Pokemon teams. All right, the next battle we have is against Jake on my Discord. And man, this battle was an absolute marathon. But I definitely encourage you to watch the whole thing because there was something super cool at the latter part of the battle. So we got a Zygarde lead here. The best I can do is go for Ice Shard because that's super effective. It's like, what is this Zygarde set going to even be? So obviously, as you guys know, when I battle people on my Discord, everyone's got very, very mixed teams and sort of like interesting sets too. So I'm going to go for Ice Shard again. I think that was a Bite Zygarde. The thing about that is, right, I'm actually outspinning. So obviously trying to flinch me with Bite. If I didn't have something like, any priority move, I would have, being Big Doo-Doo there. So we got Power Construct Zygarde versus Ice Shard Sphere. Here you go, guys. This is the content you subscribe to. Real talk, though, I really like the Perfect Form Zygarde. At the start, I was a little bit thinking about it, but I really like its design. I like its little animation when it changed into it. The thing about it, right, it really got messed over. Like, it didn't get the greatest stats for, like, Protector of the Earth, right? Like, I find that, like, so frustrating that it need to get better stats. It's very, very bulky, right, with, Rest Sleep Talk. It's basically, like, Rest Sleep Talk's actually very good on it. But apart from that, it's a little bit disappointing, right? All right, so we're both on our last little bit of health, and Seal beats Zygarde. Man, that's what you subscribe for, people. So we got the perfect Zygarde going down there. Now, I want to say this right now. There was a Pokemon on their team. I'm going to say it right now. That was a Shedinja right now. I had no way to hit Shedinja at all, like whatsoever, right? And I was thinking, what am I going to do about this? Like, there's only one move I can do against it, which is Perisong, but I've got no way of trapping the Shedinja in with Whirlpool, right? So what can I do? I decided to play out the battle anyway and see what would happen. But I really had to get Shedinja down as probably the last Pokemon. So we got this Torchic here. So you know what, guys? This seal isn't going to sweep itself. We've got rid of Perfect Zygarde and Torchic. It's all happening right now. All right, so the next Pokemon is the Chuckle. And we got a very, very bulky Chuckle here. I decided to just go for Waterfall. That's sort of like my best option against Chuckle. Hoping I get like a low-key flinch there. Does some impressive damage. And I'm going to go down to the Scummy Helmet. And Seal did amazing there. And I actually get a flinch on the Waterfall, which is like beautiful. So now I was thinking, okay, let's go into Sealeo. I can go for a Choice Specs Surf, and that should be enough to take out the Chuckle. Like, looking at Seal's damage before that it did with, Waterfall, this should definitely be like, a cakewalk taking out this Chuckle. Okay, so Chuckle's down here. We're off to, like, a pretty good start. I don't think that critical hit mattered at all because judging on the Seal's damage, like Sealeo hits like a lot harder than Seal, right? All right, so we got Pimpnite. Now this was a very, very problematic Pokemon. I was thinking, what am I going to do to get around this? I was thinking also, I don't want to show off my Dugong with Perisong just yet either because that could that could be sort of bad. I want to keep that one right in the back. I need that for Shedinja, right? So we got an Attract Pimpnite. This thing was so annoying, like, super, super annoying. So my Sphere's going to get Immobilized Beloved. Of course, Pimpnite is going to have Toxic. So, okay, does this have Block? Is it going to block me in Toxic? infatuate me with its little cucumber face, or is it going to let me swap out? The thing I was thinking of, right, I might be able to get a belly drum up against this thing. I'm not sure whether it's in, it's out, or unaware, though. That's what I sort of wanted to try out. All right, so we got the Pikumuku going for the soak there. That's not really going to matter too much. It's going to change me into water type, so it's going to get rid of my ice typing, but that's pretty much it. It doesn't really have much bearing on the set at all, because I'm not carrying any ice move whatsoever, right? So I'm hoping I can get a belly drum off, or just like attack this thing, and I'm gonna get immobilized by love. So Pikumuku clearly doesn't have block. It would have used it already. So I'm starting to get to the stage where I can't use belly drum because Toxie's like doing way too much damage to me. If I go for a belly drum this turn, I'm gonna go down to the toxic damage next turn. So any kind of attack is gonna be better than none. So I decided to go for Facade because I'm poisoned. It actually does alright damage. It's probably a clear 3 to 4 hit KO. And I knew this Pikumuku would definitely have recover. Like, what Pikumuku doesn't have recover up? So we've both got, I think I've got Quick Claw on this one, and the Pikumuku's got Quick Claw leftovers too. I think it's got Quick Claw. So go for another Facade on the Pikumuku, and it's going to go for a recover. So I either got Quick Claw or recovers. Normally, it's got leftovers, or like usually leftovers. Sometimes I've seen them with like a mental herb too. That's sort of like another item it could have. Leftovers is usually the go-to item. So we got the immobilized by love again, and it's going to go for another recover. So I got completely stalled out by this Pikumuku. Looking at the team, it sort of like looks a little bit stally too. We got Chuckle and Pikumuku. Zygarde didn't seem to be stalled. It seemed to be like a meme set. So bringing in my Cielo here, my only chance to take this thing out is to go for the Sheer Cold. That was it. I had no other Pokemon that could actually withstand this defenses, and Sheer Cold hits on the very, very first go. I was so lucky there. I had nothing to take that out. So Pikumuku is going to bomb me with that in its out. Like, look how much damage that did. In its out is definitely up there with my favorite abilities too. It's really, really cool. I like how Pikumuku is like has the little arm that comes out of it too. So we got Slaking, and this is a problem Pokemon too. This thing packs a very, very powerful punch. And it's also quite bulky too, being a normal type Pokemon, and only obviously one weakness. So it's going to go for a Rock Slide instantly, and that does a lot of damage to Popplio. Popplio can go for an attacking move, that's pretty much it. So we got the Slaking swapping out, and of course, here's the other Pokemon, which is the Shedinja. So I can't touch Shedinja at all. I cannot do anything to it whatsoever. So I was thinking, okay, is Popplio going to be... is it going to be dead weight on this team? I might be able to use it for like a Slaking sacrifice. That's pretty much it. Even though I've only lost 2 Pokemon, I'm in a very bad position here. So we got the Shedinja, which is going to come into that, unfortunately, and I can't do anything to that. I've got to swap Popplio out. The only option I've got here is to go for the Perisong. So obviously they quickly learned that I couldn't do anything against them with my other Pokemon. That's why I swapped out. And we're going to have a Fury Cutter Shedinja. So go for Protect this so you'll see what other moves it's going to use. And it's going to go for Fury Cutter again. So I want to stop that Fury Cutter like hitting me continually. Because as you guys know, as you use Fury Cutter in succession, it gets more powerful and stacks out very, very high base power, which would absolutely destroy the rest of my team. So go for that Perisong. Shedinja is going to have Mimic, and it's going to mimic my Perisong too. So it's like, okay, a Perisong Shedinja. That's not all that bad, because that would mean it would have to swap out. Now we got the Shedinja swapping out itself, and we got the Slaking coming in. So I have to do some kind of damage to Slaking, and I went for Protect, and there's nothing I can really do. So my Perisong is 2. I've got to swap out of there. The problem is the Shedinja right has already swapped out of this battle. Damn, speaking of which, I need a drink right now. Okay, so on my little drink break there, we got a Z move coming from the Slaking. So any kind of physical move is absolutely going to destroy my team. I'm really, really scared about losing Dugong. Dugong is like the main player. So we got Breakneck Blitz, and there's no way any of my Pokemon are going to be able to live this one. I like how it sticks its hand out too. It's about to it's sort of like this high-fiving it, but not really. All right, so Popplio just, that was super, super overkill. That probably could have taken out 100 Popplios. And Popplio's down. Obviously, it got high-fived into the grab. So bringing the Dugong here. Slaking is on Truant. I went for the Perisong here. I need to get a swap on the Shedinja. That's what I really needed to do. I think I could have bought in my Baroni there and went for the Hype Voice, but I thought, nah, they're probably going to go back into Shedinja. This was the problem. I needed the Slaking gone. If I could get rid of the Slaking, there was every chance I could take out the Shedinja if my Dugong was still alright. Alright, so go for Whirlpool. Shedinja's got to swap into that with a Wonder Guard. Now my perish counters 2. I was like, oh, this is annoying. I've got to go for Perish Song again. So you can get going for Perish Song like over and over again, but the perish count still sort of like stays where it was on the original Dugong. So now we've got the Shedinja going for the Hone Claws there, and that's going to start to be a problem if it starts to go for Fury Attack. If it keeps going for Fury Attack though, I can get around it by using some other moves. Like with my Baroni and stuff like that. So I'm going to swap out my Dugong there and go into my Baroni. Now we got the Shedinja going for the Phantom Force. Now this is something really, really cool. So we got the Phantom Force. It's going to disappear from the field. It's got 2 left. So I was thinking, okay, what should I do here? Should I go for Echoed Voice? Slaking has to swap into this, right? Now I'm going to get hit on the behind by the Phantom Force there. And its Perish Count's got to go down to 1. So I was thinking, okay, it's going to have to swap out there, and Slaking is going to have to come into this move. It's going to have to take some sort of damage, right? So Slaking there, I'm going to go for Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice is the best move I've got. There's no time to go for the Echo Voice. It's a pretty good damaging move there. It's about a 3-hit KO. So I've got to swap out my Baroni there. Baroni's probably the only Pokemon I can really do some damage to Slaking with. I can't lose my Dugong, and it's going to go for the Giga Impact, and CeeLo is not going to like that one, and that is down. So I was thinking, okay, this is my chance here. I can swap in Baroni and go for the Hyper Voice again, but the problem is I don't think Hyper Voice is going to take the Slaking out in a 2-hit KO. I really need a critical hit here. Slaking is on recharge. It cannot swap out. So going for that Hyper Voice again on the Slaking. Oh, it just leaves, unfortunately. So now I know that Slaking is going to swap out, and I'm going to have to probably swap out here into my Dugong. This is the whole thing. Playing around the Slaking and the Shedinja was actually pretty hard. The one thing I had going for me, right, was the Slaking had Truant, so it had to have like 1 turn off, or I had to swap. So that's sort of what I was thinking I could take advantage of. So now we go into the Dugong here, and back into this. I thought, okay, if we go for the Perish Song here, I could go for the Whirlpool and maybe finish off the Slaking. If Slaking swaps into the Whirlpool, it's most definitely going to go down. Or I could do Perish Song and swap into Baroni again. So go for the Perish Song again on the Shedinja. This was the longest part of the battle. Like, out of all this battle, this was definitely the longest part. So now Shedinja is going to go for the Mimic here, and it's going to mimic my Perish Song. I was hoping it didn't mimic any of my other moves, because that could be quite annoying. Like, you know, if it mimicked Whirlpool, that would be really bad, because that could trap me in, and it could KO me with the Perish Song, and then I'd be in some big trouble. So now it's going to go for the Fury Cutter here. That's a problem too. I've got 2 more turns left to do something. I'm going to go for Protect this turn, protect off that next damage, and Shedinja's going to go for the Fury Cutter again. Fury Cutter is going to get blocked by Protect, and now I can either sacrifice myself here or swap into Baroni. I've got to swap out my Dugong, because that Perish Song, right, is the only way to take out the Shedinja, and I'm going to go into my Baroni. Now, Slaking is going to swap in here too, so like, oh no, what am I going to do here? Like, if I got to sack out my Baroni, like, what's the plan here? However, we got a double swap there back into Shedinja, and Shedinja is going to take the move that I fight at, which will be like the Hyper Voice. That was very unfortunate. So Shedinja can go for a free attack against my Dugong when I swap it in, which is very risky. I can't stay in there either, because it's going to like start setting up on me. So back into Dugong here. I know that I can take a Fury Cutter, and I'll switch. It's going to go for a Hone Claw. So this is the thing. This Shedinja and Slaking combos sort of got me trapped at the moment. Basically, what has to happen here, I was thinking, I already knew what I had to done. I basically had to swap at the right time, so Shedinja would be swapping out, Slaking would be swapping in and taking damage. That's what I needed to achieve. The hardest bit about that is it actually had a couple of counters to me. So we got the Shedinja going for the Fury Cutter again, and it's going to start stacking up on damage. So Dugong's going to go for the Protect here, and this is where something really interesting actually happened. Shedinja went for the Mimic. It actually tried to mimic one of my moves, and that's 2 Perish Counts down. Now this bit I went for a swap here, I believe. So getting that Perish Count down to 2, and we're going to go back into Baroni. Now we got Fury Cutter again from the Shedinja. That's going to hit me really hard. Now I do have rests on this thing. I forgot to say what this set was. I know I did say what it was earlier. So we had the Rest Talk, Rest Snore set, not Rest Talk set. And we got Slaking coming on 1 health. And we finally get the Hyper Voice off of that. Shedinja had to swap, so I forced that swap, and Slaking is finally down. Now we're getting somewhere. So the last Pokemon is the Shedinja. I cannot touch this at all with my Baroni. There's nothing I can definitely do to this. I've got to swap into Dugong. I was thinking maybe I should stay in and just let it take me out. Then I was thinking, nah, that'd be bad because it might be able to stack up its Fury Cutters, right? So now Shedinja's going to go for the Phantom Force. Watch this, guys. This is actually really, really interesting. So it's actually left the field, right, completely. Parashong plays right, so you're probably thinking, okay, Parashong's fine, that'll get it, you know, why it's used Phantom Force. It won't, it actually won't work on it. It will avoid the attack because it's technically not on the field. So it's like, oh crap, this is really, really bad, right? So I get spanked by Shedinja. Fortunately, it doesn't do a lot of damage. So I've actually got to use rest and rest off my Dugong again. Like, I got to rest off that damage a lot there. Now, I can't go for any attacking moves with Baroni, so I really need to finish off this, this battle with Dugong. So going for rest there, burning up my Chesto Berry. I need to do it at least once, and now Shedinja's going to keep going for the Phantom Force to get around me, so I can't use any moves on it at all. So my Perish counter's down to 2. I was thinking, okay, what do I do here? I protect off. I know it's going to hit me and get around the Protect anyway. This actually counters me quite well, and it's going to go for a Phantom Force, which breaks through the Protect 2. Now I was thinking, okay, I can lose my Dugong here. If I go for the Parashong right now, it'll lay it on the Shedinja. Then Shedinja actually has to take out my Baroni, right? So going for the Parashong. This is the final Parashong on the Shedinja. Shedinja cannot swap out now. In 3 turns, it's going down and down. Now it's going to go for the Phantom Force again. Phantom Force was its best play there to get around the Parashong. However, Dugong's going to go down. Now, my problem now is if it starts going for Fury Cutter, Fury Cutter would have to, like, boost up a lot in power, too, against me. So that'll take a lot of time. All right, so Baroni is definitely going to be able to outspeed the Shedinja. I'm going to straight away go for rest. That's my best option, and that's pretty much all I can do, and pray that the Shedinja actually can't take me out. So getting all my health back, I know that I'm going to get hit by the Phantom Force. The problem is if I get critted, if Fury Cutter starts to like crit me like a couple of times in a row, Phantom Force is a crit. That does a lot of damage to me, but like that basically says it's not going to be able to take me out with another Phantom Force. It's going to need like maybe another crit that like rolls higher than that one. That's the only way to take me out. So it's going to go for another Phantom Force. This is pretty much its last hope. She's disappearing into the void again. Its last Perish counters 1, and I can't do anything here. My Baroni is asleep. I think I just went for Snore or nothing like that. Snore is not going to work against it. It's going to avoid the attack. And Shedinja's going to go for the Phantom Force here. This one is not going to crit, and my Baroni lives. And that is the game. Holy moly, that took so long to get around that Shedinja. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Check out the bonus battle. It is very, very interesting. Peace.